We live on an amazing planet. Earth is about 4.5 billion years old, and despite appearances, it's not a perfect sphere. Gravity's pressure, which causes water to bulge around its middle, gives Earth a circumference of almost 25,000 miles. Our planet has 7 continents. Over 70% of its surface is covered by water, which is contained in 5 oceans, 140 seas, thousands of rivers and lakes, and vast areas of ice. Humans have explored less than 10% of the world's oceans. Mountains scar the Earth. The Andes is the largest and longest mountain range above water. Much higher and longer mountains lie under the oceans, unexplored. Humans live in just 1% of the Earth's available land. An astonishing 40% of land is still a wilderness of natural environments and forests, which humans haven't cultivated. And many of us know surprisingly little about this remarkable world we live in. And we struggle with the simplest of geographic questions. How about you? How good is your geography?
Not so good. Pretty good. My dad is a geography teacher.
I would say average at best.
It's probably not as good as it should be for my age, but I'm slowly learning the capitals of Europe.
So, can you answer 3 simple questions? Starting with an easy one. What's the longest river in the world?
Mississippi, Zambezi, or the Nile, or the Amazon, maybe. Is it one of those?
The Mississippi? The Nile? The Nile?
Maybe the Amazon, but otherwise it might be somewhere in the States. I'm not sure, to be honest.
The Nile.
Although this is a contested title, most people agree that the Nile, and not its closest competitor, the Amazon, is the longest river in the world. The river, which passes through 11 African countries, is approximately 4,258 miles long, and it is essential to the lives of tens of millions of people who live near it. Next question. What's the highest waterfall in the world?
Niagara Falls.
Angel Falls? Victoria Falls?
The Angel Falls in South America.
I think maybe Angel Falls. That's in the back of my mind somewhere. Might be right.
The highest waterfall in the world is Angel Falls in Venezuela. These isolated falls drop 3,212 feet over the edge of the AHW3e Mountains in Canaima National Park. These falls may have less water flow than the more famous Iguazu, Niagara, or Victoria Falls, but they have the highest uninterrupted drop. Final question. What's the biggest desert in the world?
The Sahara Desert. Let's say the Sahara.
So I want to say Sahara, but I know there's a trick question there. Because I know it's not, and it's somewhere else. Maybe in Australia or something. I don't know. I'm going to say Sahara, even though I know it's wrong.
Well, it could be one of the poles, because a desert doesn't have to be hot, does it? A desert can be cold. So it could be the South Pole, perhaps.
First thing that comes to mind is probably the Sahara.
It's a trick question, of course. Antarctica is the biggest desert because it experiences so little rain, the technical definition of a desert. At 5,400,000 square miles, Antarctica is nearly 1.5 times the size of the Sahara Desert, which is still the biggest hot desert on Earth. Earth is a planet of extreme ecosystems, from abundant and diverse to barren and inhospitable, but they are all equally important to the balance of the planet. The single largest living organism on the planet can actually be seen from space. Located in the Coral Sea off the coast of Queensland in northeast Australia, the Great Barrier Reef is one of UNESCO's 7 natural wonders of the world. The reef is composed of almost 3,000 individual reefs and 900 islands and stretches about 1,400 miles. Around 1,500 different types of fish live in the Great Barrier Reef, about 10% of the world's total fish species. It's also home to over 400 types of coral. All this natural beauty makes it an extremely popular place for tourists, and over 1 million people visit the reef every year. Many snorkel or dive to truly appreciate the stunning world beneath the waves. The high number of people who visit the reef every year poses a risk to its delicate ecosystem. But the biggest threat to the reef comes from climate change. More than half of the coral on the reef has been lost since 1985. And this is having a disastrous effect on this spectacular natural wonder. At the other extreme is the Atacama Desert, located in northern Chile. The Atacama is the driest desert in the world. Most of the time, there isn't any rain here. In fact, there are parts of the Atacama Desert which have never had any rain. The weather is so arid here that even the mountains that rise to over 20,000 feet, 6,000 meters, have no glaciers. The desert covers over 40,000 square feet, and it is mostly comprised of salt basins and sand. But despite the lack of rainfall, there are still a few lagoons in the Atacama. There's even a river, the San Pedro, which flows through the desert. There's also a remarkable geyser field at El Tatio. And the area is rich in minerals. It contains the world's largest supply of sodium nitrate, and there are many mines extracting copper from under the desert. It was in a copper mine in the Atacama Desert that 33 miners became trapped in 2010. The miners, who were eventually rescued after spending 52 days underground, made news headlines around the world. But the soil here is sterile, making it almost impossible to cultivate for farming. Soil samples that have been taken from the Atacama show many similarities with soil collected from the planet Mars. The area is so barren that it is used by scientists to test instruments for future missions to Mars. And it is home to ALMA, the largest and most expensive telescope project in the world. So, it is from this extraordinary desert environment that we learn not only more about our own planet, but about our solar system too.